My beloved brothers and sisters, in this journey of life, people will say things. They will try to break you. They will hurt you with their words, sometimes with their actions. Circumstances will change, friends will leave, and even the closest ones might disappoint you. But I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, who truly holds your heart, your strength, your peace? When Allah strengthens you, when He places His divine tranquility in your heart, wallahi, no insult can shake you, no betrayal can destroy you, no loss can crush you. Because you are not standing with your own power, you are standing with the power of the one who created power itself. This life will always test you, it will send storms your way, but when you rely on people, you will always be let down. When you rely on wealth, it will slip away, but when you rely on Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing and nobody can ever harm you beyond what He has already written, and even that harm will become a means of your elevation. So today, I want you to reflect deeply, who is your anchor, who is your protector, who is the one that can heal your heart so deeply that the same pain that once destroyed you becomes a source of strength and gratitude. Imagine standing in a crowd where whispers surround you, where eyes watch you with judgment, where words are thrown like arrows meant to pierce your heart. You can feel the sting of betrayal, the weight of lies, the heaviness of being misunderstood. People may talk, they may plot, they may try to tear you down because that is the nature of this world, but here is the truth. When Allah is your protector, even the sharpest arrows of people's hatred will miss their target. Their plans may be loud, but His plan is silent and far greater. Their hatred may feel heavy, but His protection is lighter than air, yet stronger than steel. You see, when you truly rely on Allah, when your heart beats with the remembrance of the one who created it, something extraordinary happens. Their words no longer define you, their actions no longer control you. Their attempts to harm you become like waves crashing against an unshakable rock. They may think they have power over you, but power belongs to Allah alone. If He says you are safe, you are safe. If He says you are honored, you are honored. And if He says no harm shall reach you, then even the entire world cannot touch you without His permission. People often forget that their efforts, no matter how calculated or cruel, are still under the command of the Almighty. He is Al-Hafiz, the ultimate protector. He sees the plots before they form. He hears the words before they are spoken. He shields you in ways you cannot see. Sometimes He allows people to show their true colors just to protect you from worse harm later. Sometimes He removes you from places, from people, from situations you thought you needed because He knew what you didn't. That is the beauty of divine protection. It is far beyond your understanding, but always in your favor. Think about it. Have you ever faced a situation where you felt completely cornered, where you thought this is the end, there's no way out, only to watch as Allah opened a door you didn't even know existed? That's His way of showing you that no matter how tight the noose seems, He holds the rope. No matter how close the enemy comes, He places an invisible shield between you and their harm. They may aim for your heart, but He diverts their arrows. They may try to ruin your name, but He elevates your status. They may try to close your doors, but He unlocks better ones. And the most powerful part, you don't even have to fight back in the way the world expects. You don't have to become bitter, you don't have to seek revenge, you don't have to waste your energy proving them wrong. All you have to do is turn to Allah, hold firm to His rope, and let Him handle what you cannot. Because when He takes over, justice is served in ways you cannot imagine. Have you ever felt the sharp ache of a heart that's been shattered by someone you trusted? A friend who turned their back on you, a loved one who betrayed you, a stranger whose cruel words cut deeper than any blade. The world tells you to be strong, to hold on, to move forward, but the reality is that sometimes the pain is so heavy it feels impossible to carry. Yet there is a secret the world doesn't understand. The heart connected to Allah cannot be broken by the hands of creation. When your heart belongs to the one who made it, no human can truly destroy it, because when you love Allah first, your heart stops being dependent on fragile attachments. You no longer give people the power to define your worth. You don't let their temporary affection, their temporary loyalty, or their temporary kindness become your foundation. You realize that people are just like you, flawed, forgetful, limited. They will disappoint you because they are human. But Allah, the most merciful, never leaves your side. When your heart is tied to Him, it beats with a strength that doesn't shatter, even when life tries to break it into pieces. Think of a tree rooted firmly in the ground. No matter how strong the wind blows, it may sway, it may lose a few leaves, but it does not fall because its roots are deep. That is what a heart connected to Allah feels like. Yes, it feels pain. Yes, it feels sadness, but it doesn't collapse. Because deep down, it knows the one who allowed this trial is the same one who will heal it. It knows that no heartbreak is wasted when Allah is part of the process. Every wound becomes a lesson. Every tear becomes a prayer. Every scar becomes a reminder that you are being shaped, not destroyed. And isn't it amazing how when you rely on people, your peace is fragile, but when you rely on Allah, your peace becomes unshakable? You may lose a friend, but you gain a deeper connection with the one who never leaves. You may lose love, but you gain an even greater love from the most loving. You may lose everything you thought you needed, only to discover you never needed it in the first place because Allah was enough. He replaces what is lost with something far better, sometimes in this life, sometimes in the next, but always in a way that fulfills you beyond measure. And here's something powerful: when your heart belongs to Allah, it no longer fears loss. Because how can you lose what was never yours? How can you break when the one who holds the universe holds you? People can try to hurt you, they can try to pull you down, but they can never reach the part of you that is protected by His remembrance. They cannot touch the peace He gives. They cannot touch the strength He places within you. Have you noticed how quickly people change? One day they love you, the next they forget you. One moment they praise you, the next they criticize you. Human beings are like shifting winds, sometimes gentle, sometimes harsh, sometimes warm, sometimes cold. If you build your peace on their approval, you will constantly feel unstable, always chasing something that keeps moving away from you. But here is what gives true comfort. People's opinions change, but Allah's mercy never wavers. He doesn't look at you the way people do. He doesn't love you today and abandon you tomorrow. His mercy is constant, endless, and far beyond what anyone can give. Imagine someone judging you based on your worst mistake. Imagine someone labeling you forever for one moment of weakness. That's what people do. But Allah sees the whole story. He sees the pain behind your actions, the sincerity behind your tears, the silent struggles no one else notices. While people are quick to write you off, Allah opens doors for you to return to Him. While they remind you of your flaws, He reminds you of His forgiveness. While they close their hearts, He keeps His mercy wide open. And think about it. How many times have you tried to please people only to realize it's never enough? You dress a certain way, you talk a certain way, you live a certain way, yet there will always be someone who finds fault. If you let their opinions control you, you will exhaust yourself trying to be someone you're not. But when you turn your focus to Allah, you find freedom. You stop seeking validation from those who are themselves in need of validation. You start realizing that the only approval that truly matters is from the one who created you. Sometimes Allah allows people to turn away from you to show you that their love was never meant to sustain you. Sometimes He allows their words to hurt you, so you stop depending on them for comfort. Sometimes He even lets you experience the sting of betrayal, so you can taste the sweetness of His protection. When the world closes its doors, He opens His. When the world forgets you, He remembers you. When the world says you're nothing, He reminds you that you were created with purpose. This is why the heart that trusts Allah feels peace even when surrounded by chaos. You know that no matter who walks away, He is still there. No matter what they say, His knowledge of you is perfect. No matter how many mistakes you've made, His mercy is greater. You don't have to fear their opinions when you have His forgiveness. You don't have to live for their love when you already have His. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to defend yourself so badly, where lies were being spread about you, where someone hurt you deeply and you felt the urge to fight back, to scream, to prove them wrong? It's a natural reaction, but here's a deeper truth most people don't realize. True strength is not in fighting back with the same bitterness you were given. True strength is in knowing Allah fights your battles in ways unseen. There is a quiet power in leaving matters to Him, a peace that comes when you say, Ya Allah, you know, you see, you handle this for me. People may think they are in control when they harm you, when they speak against you, when they take what is yours. But they forget there is a judge above all judges, a protector above all protectors. He is not unaware, he is not asleep. He knows the truth even if the entire world believes a lie. And when he decides to act, he does so with perfect timing, perfect wisdom, and perfect justice. Sometimes you might wonder why Allah doesn't immediately stop the harm. Why does He allow certain people to continue? Why doesn't He expose them instantly? But that delay is not because He doesn't care. It's because He is allowing the story to unfold in a way that will teach you patience, deepen your reliance on Him, and expose the reality of hearts in the most powerful way. When Allah fights your battles, He doesn't just remove the problem. He removes the root. He replaces the pain with something far better. He elevates you through the trial in ways you could never achieve on your own. And think about this. How many times have you stayed silent and later watched the truth reveal itself without you having to lift a finger? How many times did someone wrong you only for Allah to replace what you lost with something greater? That is His promise. He tells us not to be like those who take matters into their own hands with anger and hatred, because He knows that His way of handling things is far beyond what our limited minds can plan. There is dignity in stepping back and letting Allah handle what you cannot. There is wisdom in knowing that not every battle is meant to be fought by you. Some battles are meant to be surrendered because surrendering to Allah is not weakness. It is the greatest form of strength. When you hold on to Him instead of holding on to revenge, you free yourself from the cycle of hurt. You stop carrying the poison of bitterness. You stop lowering yourself to the level of those who wrong you. And here's the beauty. When you trust Allah to fight for you, you realize you never lose. Either He protects you from harm, or He allows the harm but turns it into your growth. Either He removes the person who hurt you, or He changes them in a way you never expected. Either way, you are always in a position of victory because He never abandons the one who relies on Him completely. Have you ever felt anxious about the future, wondering what will happen next, fearing what you cannot control? Maybe you worried about losing your job, losing someone you love, or missing out on something you've been praying for. Maybe you've been scared of people's intentions, scared of betrayal, scared of the unknown. But there is a truth so powerful it can calm every storm in your heart. What is written for you will reach you, and what is not meant for you will never harm you. Nothing slips past the decree of Allah. Nothing comes early, nothing comes late, nothing misses the target He has already set. Think about it for a moment. Before you were even born, before the world even knew your name, your story was written. Every blessing, every test, every tear, every smile, it was all recorded with perfect knowledge and perfect wisdom. And the one who wrote it is not unjust. He is not careless. He didn't forget you. He didn't leave you to figure it out on your own. He planned it all with a reason, even the parts you don't yet understand. Sometimes we hold on so tightly to what we think we need that we forget who is truly in control. We run after opportunities, we cling to relationships, we chase after dreams, and when they slip away, we feel like we've failed. But what if what you're chasing isn't good for you? What if the thing you're crying over was removed to protect you from something you couldn't see? How many times have you lost something only to realize later it was the best thing that could have happened? That is Allah's mercy in disguise. And on the other side, how many times did you receive something you never even planned for? Something that felt like it came out of nowhere, but it changed your life in ways you didn't expect. That is also Allah's mercy. What is meant for you will find its way to you, even if the whole world tries to block it. No envy, no jealousy, no hatred can take away what He has written for you. And what is not written for you will never become yours, no matter how much you beg for it, because He knows it wouldn't bring you the peace you think it would. So why exhaust your soul worrying about what's beyond your control? Why fear people when they themselves are bound by the same decree? Why hold resentment for what you lost when the one who took it is the same one who can give you something better? There is so much freedom in trusting that nothing escapes his knowledge. There is so much peace in knowing that the worst moment you face has already been accounted for and will only last as long as he wills. When you truly believe in this, you stop fearing what is coming because you know it's already written. You stop doubting what left because you know it was never yours to keep. You stop letting the world shake your heart because you know that everything it throws at you has already passed through his hands first. Have you ever sat in complete silence, feeling the weight of the world pressing on your chest, the noise of your thoughts screaming louder than anything around you? Maybe you were surrounded by people, yet you felt completely alone. Maybe you were trying to distract yourself, but the sadness kept creeping back. Life has a way of stealing peace from your heart through pain, through loss, through endless worries. But there is a secret that transforms that heaviness into lightness, a secret that gives you calm in the middle of chaos. When you remember Allah, he fills your soul with a peace that the world cannot steal. It's not the kind of peace you find in temporary things. It's not the fleeting relief you get from scrolling your phone, buying something new, or escaping your problems for a while. It's a deeper peace, one that settles in your heart and makes you feel anchored even when the storms of life are raging around you. That's what happens when you say his name, when you turn your heart back to him, even with the simplest of whispers. Just one quiet moment of remembrance can soothe what days of distraction could never fix. Have you noticed how the Quran describes it? Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. It doesn't say some hearts, it doesn't say sometimes, they always find rest. That's because your soul was created to be connected to him. Just like the body needs food to survive, the soul needs his remembrance to truly live. You can try to fill that emptiness with everything else, but nothing fits because it was never meant for anything other than him. Sometimes we think peace will come when our problems go away. We say, I'll feel better when I get this job, when I find this person, when this situation changes. But even when those things come, there's still an ache inside, still something missing. That's because peace doesn't come from changing the outside, it comes from changing the inside. It comes from a heart that trusts Allah completely, a heart that knows even if nothing changes around me, I am okay because he is with me. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to be perfect to feel this peace. You don't have to have your life all together. You just have to take one step toward him, even if it's small. One sincere prayer in the middle of the night. One quiet moment where you close your eyes and say, Ya Allah, I need you. One honest breath of gratitude for something you overlooked. He responds to you even in your brokenness. He gives you peace even before the situation changes. The more you remember him, the more the noise of this world fades. The more you call on him, the lighter your burdens feel. The more you fill your heart with his words, the less space there is for fear and anxiety. Because when Allah is present in your heart, there is no room for despair. When he fills you with his light, no darkness can overpower it. Have you ever caught yourself desperately wanting someone's approval, waiting for a compliment, hoping someone would finally see your worth? Maybe you tried so hard to please people, to meet their expectations, to fit into their idea of who you should be, yet no matter what you did, it was never enough. People can be quick to praise you one moment and just as quick to criticize you the next. Their love can feel conditional, their loyalty uncertain, their opinions unpredictable. And that is why you must understand this deeply. You don't need the approval of the world when you have the support of the Lord of the worlds. When you realize this, an incredible freedom enters your life. You stop feeling chained by what others think. You stop measuring your worth through their eyes, because the truth is, the same person who praises you today could turn against you tomorrow. The same crowd that celebrates you might one day forget your name. But Allah, the most loving, the most merciful, does not abandon those who turn to him. His support doesn't fluctuate. His love doesn't fade. His acceptance isn't based on how perfectly you perform, it's based on your sincerity, your effort, your connection with him. Think about how exhausting it is to keep changing yourself for people, to hide parts of who you are so they will like you, to bend and break so they will accept you. And even then, someone will still find fault, but with Allah, you don't have to pretend. He already knows your flaws, your weaknesses, your mistakes, and He still offers you His mercy. He doesn't ask you to be perfect. He asks you to keep coming back to Him. Isn't that far more comforting than trying to please a world that will never be satisfied? Sometimes Allah even allows people to reject you, to criticize you, to turn away from you, so that you can finally realize you were seeking from them what you should have been seeking from Him. Sometimes He takes away their approval to remind you that their words cannot give you value, only His can. And when you truly understand this, you no longer feel small when people ignore you. You no longer feel crushed when they misunderstand you. You no longer chase their acceptance because you already have the acceptance that matters most. And here is the beautiful part. When you focus on pleasing Allah, He takes care of how others see you. He puts a light in your heart that shines in ways you don't even realize. He places love for you in the hearts of those who matter, and He protects you from those who don't. So instead of exhausting yourself trying to impress everyone, you focus on impressing the one who created everyone. Instead of worrying about who is on your side, you find peace in knowing the Creator of all sides is with you. My beloved brothers and sisters, life will always test you. People will come and go. Some will love you, some will hurt you, some will misunderstand you, and some will try to break you. Circumstances will change, wealth will come and disappear, opportunities will rise and fade. But if there is one thing that will never fail you, it is Allah. When He strengthens you, nothing can weaken you. When He protects you, nothing can harm you. When He holds your heart, no one can truly break it. You don't need the entire world to stand with you, you only need Him. You don't need the approval of people whose opinions shift like the wind. You only need the approval of the one whose mercy never changes. You don't have to fight every battle on your own because He fights for you in ways you cannot see. What is written for you will find you, and what is not written for you will pass you by, no matter how much the world tries to force it otherwise. So let go of the fear, let go of the anxiety, let go of the need to be seen, to be heard, to be understood by everyone. Turn your heart fully to the one who already knows you better than you know yourself. Turn your pain into prayer. Turn your worry into remembrance. Turn your loneliness into a deeper connection with Him. Because when you have Him, you truly have everything. And when He is with you, nobody and nothing can stand against you.